moreover, it is very, very important that everybody has Excel in their computers. So a lot of data analysis we can do with the help of Excel. Also, we can do with the help of SPSS, which is the most popular one. But we will talk about, essentially talk about the quantitative data. Okay, quantitative information, which is not qualitative. So now we collect quantitative data from two sources. Now, before I talk about the scale, I'll just show you a typical questionnaire. I'll talk about that. Just a minute. My screen is visible. What is visible on the screen? Can you confirm?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. SPSS from the beginner to the advanced.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So suppose I show you a screen. Now, can you see the questionnaire on the screen?
Yes, sir.
So this is a method of data collection. Now I'll collect, suppose this is the questionnaire with the help of which I collect primary data, which is quantitative in nature. Now I make the categories of, say, demographic profile of the employees. In the demographic profile of the employees, say I have gender profile, age profile, marital status. Okay, all what a person, what a respondent will do. Respondent will take either male or female, okay, or prefer not to say. In the age bracket, the respondent will put, say, below 30, okay, 30 to 35 or whatever. Now, similarly, the respondent can take on marital status, education qualifications, monthly income, and so on. Now, with the help of this, I will have the codings. How do I code this data? I code it like I give 1 for female and 2 for male and 3 for prefer not to say. Similarly, for age groups, I say 1, 2, and 3 for different groups. And this way, I record the data of, say, as per my sample size. It may be like 500, 400, 2000, whatever is the number of respondents, that doesn't matter. Okay. So based on that, the data comes to me. It comes in my hands. Now, the thing is that after having done all this, how do I tabulate this data? How do I calculate the meaningful results from the data? That is the next stage. But data has a variety. Just give me a minute.
Hello, sir. Is there any problem, sir?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm little new with this format of Zoom, so that is why there was a problem. Sorry for the inconvenience. Right. So, so now we can see that how do we, uh, fill in this data. So I would like to show you a simple example of Microsoft Excel. Now, let me share the entire screen so that I don't switch here and there. Just a minute. Okay. So now I'm sharing the entire screen. Okay. So whatever file I open, it will be. So let me take an Excel file and let me show you when we collect the data, how do we feed it and what do we mean by the collected data. So I write a data sheet here. Okay. Now remember that every column is a variable. Okay. So every column is a variable and every row is a respondent. Right. So if I collect the data, suppose I make a column here, suppose age. Okay. Excel sheet is visible.
Yes, sir.
Suppose I write age, gender, occupation. So suppose there are, say, uh, there are a few categories of age, like, and here I write for understanding the respondent number. Respondent number. So my first respondent belongs to the age group of 2, second age group, suppose. As per the questionnaire, female in say some occupation, salaried or something. So this is the way that I code the data. But more important is uh, to know about the nature of the data, because anybody who can update me what are the types of scales, different measurement scales, because data analysis totally depends upon the scales. If one is unaware of the scales, you cannot do the data analysis. Scale, when I talk about, there are 4 types of scales. One is nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio. All right. So first of all, in this first session, we have to be very, very comfortable about the scales. Okay. Now, on what scale we measure? Generally, the demographics are measured on nominal scale. Okay. So let me go to the PPT. My PPT is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So when we talk about these scales, first comes as a nominal scale. Nominal scale means categorical variable. So we make categories based on gender, marital status, occupation, age, and income. Different categories. So all the categories, when we make the categories, suppose age, we can record in 2 ways. Let me show you. One is the actual age. Suppose I insert here a column and I give you 2 examples. Age which is actual. So suppose the actual age of the first person, suppose, is 23, then 34, then 54, then 22, then 34, then 36, 46, 67, 15, 14, 16, whatever. Okay. Suppose this is the age of a person. This is the age of a person, right? Now, what do we see? What do we do is, and suppose these are the categories. Suppose I have made the categories and this belongs to 3, 4, 1, 3, or maybe this is 2, okay, 4, 4, this may be 3, this may be 1, this may be 1, okay. Now, if I make the categories, this scale is a nominal scale. Let me clarify here. This is a nominal scale. Nominal means categories. And this is a ratio scale. Ratio means actual. Okay. Ratio means exact data, exact like acres of land, money in your pocket. That is called ratio scale, right? So let us, when we begin with, say, nominal scale, nominal is generally gender. Gender we cannot measure except a categorical variable. This cannot, gender cannot be 20, 30, or 40. Gender can be only binary, right? 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, whatever. That is just a code. Age can be, age and income can be either categorical or ratio. Okay. Occupation is also, it must be a categorical variable, marital status similarly. So generally we code them in SPSS as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, like numbers. Okay. Similarly, uh, which statistical tools we can apply, I'll tell you later. But here it is just important to note how we are measuring the variables. Okay, because statistical tool depends on the measurement. Now, next is ordinal scale. Ordinal scale means ranking. We are ranking the phenomena like 1, 2, 3, 4, rank 1, rank 2, rank 3, rank 4, rank 5. So suppose there is a brand A. So brand A is ranked, say, suppose you want my likings for the toothpaste brands. Okay. So please do not be, worried about, say, median, MDS, perceptual mapping. These are the statistical techniques I have written. So just leave them right now. Now, suppose you want me, there are 6 toothpaste brands. You want me to rate which is my favorite one. And I say brand E is my favorite one, rank 1. Brand A is the second favorite, brand B is the third favorite, brand C is the fourth favorite, and so on. Now, what is the problem with the ranking scale? The difference of 2 and 3 is not essentially equal to difference of 1 and 2. Okay, because I'm just ranking. Maybe I say that brand E is the best rest roller waste for me. Still, I have to rank them. Okay, so it does not tell me that whether this difference is equal. Okay, so the difference of these two may be, not equal to the difference of these 1 and 2, right? So this is also not considered a very good scale. And generally, let me tell you, in the questionnaire, we rarely use a ranking scale. We use the categorical scale, and then we use the interval and ratio scales. We rarely use ordinal scale. I would not prefer, because there are very less statistical tools we can apply on ratio scale. Ordinal scale. Okay. If you have questions in between, you can ask. Okay. All right. So any faculty member can help me out if there are any questions. You can just let me know. All right. You can see my screen, right? My screen is visible.
Yes, sir. Your screen is visible.
Thank you. So third, we go to the interval scale. Now, as we go further, the level of scale is better. Like interval scale is, it may be a Likert type scale, 1 to 5, like strongly agree, agree, neutral, disagree, and strongly disagree. When we give numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in a way we give we support the respondent to respond as per the numbers. Like suppose my satisfaction level, I divide my satisfaction level, I divide my agreement level in 5 equal parts. And suppose the satisfaction is 20, it is of 2 level. So I tick 2, or it is total level is 5. If I'm completely satisfied, I will tick 5. If I completely dissatisfied, I'll tick 1. If I'm neutral, I mean neither satisfied nor dissatisfied, I'll tick 3. Similarly, it may be a 7-point scale. So I'll tick accordingly. All right. So interval scale is the most popular scale we use in the research. Okay. The benefit of interval scale is we can apply almost all the statistical technique on interval scale, and especially the inferential statistics, which is the correlation, regression, structural equation modeling, multi-dimensional scaling, correspondence analysis, conjoint analysis, everything we can use, even logit regression and discriminant analysis with a combination of the categorical variable. The combination of categorical variable is also gives beautiful results when we have the dependent variable as the on the on the interval scale. Now, before we move further, I would like to point out that why actually the Likert scale or interval scale is so popular, because it measures the behavior, it measures the attitude. You cannot ask someone that how much satisfied you are, 100 or 50 or something. No, you can give a scale, highly satisfied and highly dissatisfied. Similarly, in case of any kind of behavioral measurement, the scaling is very important. Now it is being popular in the area of finance also. It is being popular already in marketing, though its origin is from social sciences, but psychology, basically psychology, and then social sciences, and then business management, finance, and nowadays it is even applied in the engineering and technology. Okay. Last and very important scale is a ratio scale. Ratio scale is generally used or generally found in the secondary data, because secondary data like stock market data, foreign exchange data, production data, sales data, which is already recorded in the books. Okay. So this type of data is very popular, and in this type of data, most of the studies of finance, most of the studies in production, we can apply correlation, regression, all the statistical techniques except behavioral techniques like perceptual mapping and all, we can apply on the ratio scale data. So I have given some examples like exact amount. Exact is like 30, 35 or 50 or 71. Exact salary, like one is earning 75,000 per month, 1 lakh per month. A ratio, in ratio scale, you have stock prices, you have foreign exchange rates, you have attrition rate, like attrition rate of number of employees per month, how many employees per month are leaving your organization, and like. Okay, so this is the way that we have 4 scales and we measure the data. Okay. So if you have any questions at this point of time, you can ask. Now, what is the importance of this? We will slowly and steadily get to know when our this session will move further. So we will get to know about it. Okay. So shall I proceed further?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. So this is the way that we measure the information. We measure the behavior, we measure the demographics. Once the measurement work has been done, then we fill the data into the software. Nowadays, it is very easy because we generally get the data collected with the help of a Google form. Okay, we make a Google form and then we collect the data. Right. So in that case, once the data is collected, we copy the data from the Excel sheet. We download the Excel sheet from Google and paste it in the SPSS file. So I'll share an SPSS file and some will try to fill some data. Okay. Excuse me. All right. So this is the typical view of the Excel file. Can you see the SPSS file?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Visible.
Yes, thank you. So this is SPSS file. Like I have earlier told, the column is a variable. So all the columns 1, 2, 3, 4, they are variable. Okay. And every row is every column is a variable and every row is a respondent. So whenever we fill the data, you can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to, as soon as we keep on filling the data, this will keep on moving and keep on increasing. Now, when we talk about the columns are the variables. So in SPSS, please see carefully. In SPSS, we have two tabs. One is a data view. So we can see the data view tab at the bottom and variable view tab. So when I click on tab data view, the color of data view will be a little yellow golden. And similarly with the variable view also, it will be golden or something, right? Now, in case of data view, we can see the data, like suppose I fill. So the best way that how do we fill the data? Suppose if I have data in Excel, in any Excel file I want to fill here, I simply copy and paste, change the variable names here, and the data will be, there, which has been already copied. So let us do it. Suppose, let me take an Excel file of all right. So suppose I'm taking just a sample of the data of 41, 42. Simply I have copied it. Okay. Okay, this is the blank file of SPSS and I paste the data. So when I paste it from SPSS file or Excel file, it doesn't matter. Closing this file and yeah, this is the file that I'm actually discussing here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 11 variables. Okay, I don't know what the variables actually belong to, so I can feed them accordingly, right? So suppose these variables belong to, let us take an example that variables belong to the quality of a product. Okay, suppose that is the quality of a product. Quality may be durability, it may be longevity, look, appearance, whatsoever, and satisfaction of people with the quality of a product, right? Now we have to name the variables. Total number of respondent is 42. Okay, and we have to name the variable. Suppose I write it, say durability, looks or appearance, then longevity. I'm not taking care of the spellings right now, so I'm just then we can have popularity, how that product is popular, that brand is popular, and warranty. Okay, toughness is durability, but we can say that tech technically how that product is sound, so technical quality. Now SPSS variable will not allow you space. Space is not allowed while feeding the variable name. So you can take underscore, technical, soundness or something. Okay, then we can have another quality of product like say customer service. So customer underscore serve We can say serve also, just coding kind of things. Suppose we take these 7 qualities and delete the other ones. Okay. Now this is variable view. You can see this is variable view. I click on data view. Now all the variable names are at the top. Okay. So at the top, we can see all the variable names. All right. Okay. So I hope this is clear so far. If you have any doubts, please let me know.
No doubt, sir.
Okay. Thank you. So we will proceed. There are many different things one needs to know about the SPSS, the the different types of tabs. Like we have file, we have edit, view, data, transform, analyze. Analyze is the most important tab, because once we are done with the data. Now I'll tell you one more thing. In the variable view, you can write about what type of data it is. So at last it is given input role. Okay. Measure. Measure means how you have measured it. Like this is a scale data. This data I have taken is on Likert scale, 7-point Likert scale. Okay. Now 7-point scale is there. You can see that 7 is there somewhere and 2, 1. So it is 1 to 7 data. There is no entry more than 7 and less than 1. Okay. So it is 1 to 7 data, which is a Likert scale data. Now, so now how to deal with this data? So whenever you have the data, first hand data, suppose while copying or while pasting, suppose I do some wrong entry. Suppose I have written by mistake 55 somewhere, or somewhere it has gone to 0, which is wrong. Okay, but I don't know. Suppose the data is 500 by 25, it's a huge data. So when I do not know about the nature of the data, so how do we go for it? How do we do it? So to check it, I'll have to apply some initial diagnostics. And that initial diagnostics is basically known as descriptive statistics. Okay. Nature of data is interval, no problem. We will take it later. I go to analyze. In the analyze tab, I have descriptive statistics. In this, I have frequencies and descriptives. Okay. So I'll go to say frequencies. In the frequencies tab, I have to put all the data inside this variables. So you can select the whole, simply press shift and then you can select this. Go to statistics chart. In statistics, I have mean. Okay. But more important than mean is the range. Okay. And frequency. So frequencies, automatically it will calculate. In statistics, you will have to choose the range. Why range? So that I come to know that if the range is more than 6, because what is the maximum range possible? 7 and 1. 7 minus 1. The range is possible is 6. If the range is more than 6, there is some problem in my data. Okay. I can also take minimum and maximum. All right. So mean, median, I don't require while testing the data. So continue and okay. Now you see this first table of output. The output table is visible. Frequencies, statistics.
Yes,
Is it
sir.
visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, thank you. So in this we see 42 valid entries for all. Missing is 0. So that is fine. There is no missing entry. Why a missing entry comes? Let me show you. Let me delete this. Suppose by mistake I click here, I give the data. Okay, suppose this. And by mistake, some data is deleted from 2 cells. Now I again analyze it. Now you see in durability, one is missing. One cell is missing. In customer service, one cell is missing. Okay. Okay. Clear? Now, if I see durability clearly, this durability variable, the range is 6. In the look, the range is 6. Okay. Longevity, the range is 54. It means there is some problem in this. So maximum is 55 and minimum is 1. So I will have to look for this cell, that where is this 55, so that I can delete it and clean my data. One thing. I have to see this missing also, so that I can either delete it or provide a value to it. Okay. Now rest all are fine. Rest, there is no problem. Okay. But here the range is 7. It means there is somewhere 0. Minimum is 0. So I'll have to find this 0 also. Okay. So let us clean the data. Go back to this. Now, where is the problem? The problem is in longevity. So in longevity, so this binocular, you can see, I click on binocular. This is for found. You can find anything. So I want to find 55. So I have found 55. Now you don't know why this 55, whether it should be 5, whether it should be 3. So generally we give the mid value of the scale. So I can replace it with 4. So I can replace. This works like Excel only. You find with this binocular and replace it. Okay. You can manually also replace it. That's not a problem. Now there is somewhere 0. So where is the 0? 0 is in the technical soundness. 0 is there. So go to the technical soundness. Click anywhere in this column. Anywhere you click and this binocular. Ask it to find 0. So the problem is that because 0 is everywhere, it will find 0 everywhere. So everywhere is 0. Now I'll tell you later what is the way out, but here we can correct it with the mid value of this scale, which is 4. Why I'm taking 4? Because 4 is the middle value of a 7-point scale. All right. Now, hope this is clear so far. Now we'll move to the descriptive analysis. Let me check here if I'm missing anything. The frequencies. Frequency also will tell. Now something we got to know from this table. Now in frequency also, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many times they are coming? 6, 4, 9, 7, 6, 6, 4. And there is one frequency missing. In durability, it is showing 1 is missing. 97.7% are present and 1 is missing. Similarly, look, longevity, popularity, warranty, and technical soundness. You have one frequency with 0. So frequency and descriptive analytics will tell you that what is missing, what is unusual, so that you can clean the data. Beforehand, you clean the data before you start any meaningful analysis. Okay. So hope after getting the data from your Google form, you will first clean the data and you will make suitable replacements by the mid value of the scale, or you delete that respondent. Suppose I see that this respondent number 16 has not responded to the questionnaire properly, only 2 out of 7 variables. So I can simply delete it. You just right click on this and clear. Delete such respondent because this respondent is of no use. All right. So hope I'm making it clear. Okay. All right. So now we come to the descriptives aspect. Now in descriptives, we have mainly mean, and standard deviation. These two are very, very important for any kind of analysis we go ahead. Okay. So how do we calculate mean in SPSS? And now we have this data. So let me complete this missing values also. 4. And this is complete data. Now I go to analyze descriptives. In descriptives, we have one is frequency. Other one is descriptive. So we click on descriptive. All are in and okay. All right. So is it clear?
Yes,
Now this
sir.
is the, sorry.
It's clear only, sir. It's clear.
Okay, thank you.
Ah.
So this is the mean value and this is standard deviation. So let me copy this in a Word file so that we can zoom and we can study more about it. Now, even in good international research papers, these two factors are used. Okay. You see, the durability has a mean value of this, and now this mean value comes out of total 7. Out of 7, it is 3.95, which is very close to the midpoint of the scale. So we can say that customers are neutral about the durability of the product. Okay. How do we interpret it? Customers are neutral about the durability of the product. Okay. Customers are neutral about the durability of the product. Fine. Similarly, looks 4.88. It means that customers are little satisfied, somewhat satisfied with the, it is very close to 5. 4.66, 4.59, these are somewhat satisfied. Okay. 4.1, this is very close to midpoint. 3.9, very close to midpoint. So we can say neutral about the warranty and technical soundness. Customers are neutral about the, right. Now, the last one is 3.4. So for customer service, they are somewhat dissatisfied. 3.4, which is very less than neutral value of the scale on a negative side. All right. Now, how do we connect it to the standard deviation? How do we connect it with the standard deviation? Now, standard deviation shows that what is the variety, what is the variability in the responses of the respondents. What is the variability? Like, suppose respondent number 1 to respondent number 100, respondent number 40. Is there any consistency? Are they consistent? Are they similar to each other? So if we see, the least standard deviation is for this popularity. So we can say that maximum number, whether it is more or less, that doesn't matter. Maximum number of respondents have similar viewpoint for popularity, but dissimilar viewpoint for technical soundness. Okay. So if you want to check it, you can make some charts, you can make some figures. All right. So suppose popularity and technical soundness, there are two different aspects. Suppose we paste both of them. The first one is popularity, second one is technical soundness. Let's make a line chart in the Excel. So this is a kind of line chart that we get. Sorry, I think I should delete it because it has taken 80 to respondents. Now I can just, yes, insert, and then we have a line chart. Okay, so you see that what is the level of variation. Okay, now similarly, if we make a line chart with technical soundness, and then we keep both the charts side by side, now like this. Now you can see that the variation in the second chart is higher than the variation in the first chart. The second chart goes more up and down. We can insert a small shape or a small line if we can find it. Okay. All right, it's okay. I think we can draw a line. That's better. So if I draw a line at 4, and here also I draw a line at 4, you said, see that it's going very, lot of points are going very close to 0. Like here, all these points are very close to 1. But here you can see only 2 points very close to 1. Okay. Similarly, on a higher side, you have many points which are at 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Here you see almost same, but the variability, lower side variability is higher in the second one. So we can say that there are varied responses for technical soundness, and there are similar responses for popularity of the product. This is the interpretation of the standard deviation. Okay, so standard deviation tells us, now in a Likert 7-point scale, it should not be more than 3, and it is better that it is around 2. On a 5-point scale, it should not be more than 2. Otherwise, the responses are highly variable, and probably you have your population is heterogeneous. Your population is not correct. Okay, so it's always very important to check the standard deviation along with the mean. So in descriptive, we can do any other statistics also. Spaces gives us a lot of scope. So in descriptives, we have sum, we have variance, range, kurtosis, skewness, that on which side that suppose we see skewness, it will give us the charts, and that will also interpret the it will give us the charts also. If I subscribe to chart option, then okay, I think I'll have to make charts in a different way, but okay. So if you see that the skewness also, which is in case of technical soundness, the value of skewness is minus 0.005, whereas it is quite different in case of others. Okay. More we will discuss slowly and steadily in detail, because I don't want to give lot of information which is difficult to digest by the listeners. So first of all, this data is Likert scale data, and we have applied descriptive statistics, which is mean and standard deviation. So this is the way that SPSS looks, and we fill the data in SPSS. We give the variable names, we give the measurement level. However, measurement level will never affect your analysis. Okay, rarely it will affect your analysis. You can give any variable name, but always try to give a variable name for your convenience. Sometimes suppose there are 40, 50 variables, and you yourself forget that how did I measure this variable, whether it is ratio scale or whether it is categorical data. So you should always give a coding to the variables. Any questions for at this point of time?
So sorry for the disturbance. Actually, one question I got it from the staff, sir.
Yeah,
While they're living
please.
the class. Actually, they asked me that the Excel and the SPSS is look like similar only. But even though why the SPSS is more effective than the Excel, like that they are raised the question.
Okay. So what I have understood is a comparison in Excel and SPSS, right? So Excel, there are few limitations of Microsoft Excel that we cannot apply all the statistical tools in Microsoft Excel like factor analysis, exploratory factor analysis. I'm talking about multi-dimensional scaling, logic regression, discriminant analysis. One thing. Second is SPSS is very easy to handle. If I apply suppose regression analysis in Excel, it is not as easy. It is difficult to apply the statistical techniques. One more aspect is Excel has certain assumptions. Like suppose I want to apply ANOVA in Excel. So all the categories should be of same size. But if I apply ANOVA in SPSS, then categories may be of different sizes. Like suppose I have in one sample, I have 18, second sample, I have 30, and third sample, I have 60. So I can apply in SPSS, but I cannot apply in Excel the statistical technique, which is called ANOVA. So there are many differences, many differences with respect to data cleaning, data sorting, statistical tools. SPSS is much more easier to handle and much wider than Excel. Any more doubts?
Sir, I'm Gayatri.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
what maximum and minimum data we can give get a clear output, sir? Number of
No,
data.
number of
Data. If we feed it, if we are feeding a number of data, what is the maximum level or minimum level? It will give a correct accurate data.
Maximum it has even more than 100 variables and thousands of like 40,000. There is no issue in SPSS. So I haven't seen the limit actually because I have never reached that limit. But yes, I have worked on a 30,000 data set in marketing analytics. So there is no issue. You can fill any level of
Okay,
data.
then any number of data, it will give accurate solution.
Yeah.
Issues.
But it will be a bit slower. Like suppose you apply MANOVA or two-way ANOVA, it will be a bit slower when the data is very high, data is huge. Otherwise, for normal data, factor analysis, 500 sample size, 50 or 100 variables, it is very fast. No issues. You can apply any statistical tool.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for your.
Any more questions? So should I wind up for the day because it is 4 o'clock and I was informed that
Yes, sir, yes, sir. Thank you
class
for the
will be.
wonderful and the informative session, sir. We'll go for towards the next 6 days. It's more be effective and efficient. Really, we are waiting for the next day what you are going to teach. Thank you, really, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. So may I leave the meeting now?
Sure, sir.
Thank you, sir.
What of cancel?